Hello everyone, it's me, the ISFP, with another vlog for you. Today I'm talking about how to be happy. Now a lot of folks say, you know me, you're just such a positive person, you radiate joy and positivity everywhere you go. Well, I didn't always start out that way. It was sort of a long process. But as we're talking about psychology, we know that we make these connections in our brain with our little synapses. And so the dendrite formations and all these neurochemicals that are formed by our thought patterns, our thought process, and what we dwell on. So if you dwell on the negative things, your mind will make connections in the brain that are negative emotions connected to each other. And so what happens is all these negative emotions sort of flood your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So you have to, sever these little connections, chop off those little things in your brain. Now, what is the source of our unhappiness? Ourselves, self-focus. Now, in this world we live in, especially in the Western society, which actually, I very much value individuality, but when we become so self-focused, we focus on our own wants, desires, our own needs, me, that's a source of our unhappiness because we're never satisfied. We're always dwelling on what we don't have. Now, in a more collective society, which I'd frown upon anyway, but at least they're not focused on themselves as much. But when you focus so much on yourself, you are depleting your resources and your energy. And so what happens is during your self-focused time, you automatically, your world is so much about what is wrong with my life, why is my life this way? So what you have to do is take yourself out of the picture and go through life vicariously, almost as if you are an observer. Now by an observer, I don't mean you're not participating, but it's almost like you're sort of here and sort of not there. You're able to take a big step back and look at the big picture. And forget about, what's in it for me. It's more like you're just, going through. Now, if you are a Christian, you know that this life is very short, very terminal. But we go on to a better life, hopefully, if you're saved, and to heaven. And in heaven, obviously, the focus is on you-know-who. So when we take our focuses off ourselves and put it on God and Jesus, the Lord Jesus, we'll be much happier. Now, this is very hard to do because Satan knows our flesh, and he always tempts us with our own, our innermost desires. And so our flesh is our enemy. And I struggle with this too because, I feel very inadequate in many ways. I don't like how I look. I'm very disappointed in my music. I'm disappointed in my, where I am in life. But if I were to sit, I think I'd be suicidal if I were to do that. And the other opposite can be true. If you're always about, oh, I'm so wonderful. Oh, I'm just, so perfect, then that can also lead to problems too. So if you take yourself out and you stop the self-focus and you more outer focus. See, this is a problem with introverts. Introverts are very self-focused, almost self-absorbed, almost narcissistic. Extroverts, and it's funny, everyone thinks extroverts are probably less narcissistic because extroverts are always focused on things outside of themselves, whereas introverts are always inward, and that becomes a problem. That's where you get your covert narcissists, envy, jealousy, all the biggies. So what can we do? So that's it. That's it in a nutshell, folks. The source of our unhappiness is self-focus. And if you learn to not self-focus, if you learn to go through life as more as a you're sort of there, but you're just a part of something bigger. You're not the center of the universe. When you make yourself the center of the universe, you will be the most unhappy person in the world. And I know a lot of folks, you know, even if they're the opposite way, where they just think they're perfect, they really don't. They really don't. They know that they're not much at all. And like the other day, I said, "Oh, the Lord is punishing me because I have to sack groceries." Well, the Lord is not punishing me. I'm punishing myself. I am taking a situation and making it into a negative one by channeling in this negative emotion, negative energy. And so I turn it into, oh, woe is me. Well, that just doesn't work. So if you want to be a better person in life, if you want to have a happier outlook, stop focusing on yourself. Stop focusing on yourself. And you will be a lot happier. So I hope that can give you some encouragement. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a licensed psychologist, but folks, I have taken some psychology courses, and I will tell you, it really opened my eyes, you know, to some of the negative thinking patterns that were in, you know, in me, and I just had to get rid of them because, yeah, they're just holding me back. So I hope that helps you in some way. Go to my website at meetskeletonsplace.com, and remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special. Bye.